I'm not clear on that.
Oh, I didn't know. I don't think we're talking about that,
We're
are
not
we?
talking
Or
about
even
that.
reduced,
Okay.
just
Just
over time.
spread out 5 years.
So a 5-year versus a 3-year plan, is that the differentiation that you're looking at?
Yeah, I guess I guess I just need to provide guidance to the consultant. You know, he typically just starts with whatever's our budget is, assuming that's how the year is going to end. So we have that revenue in there, and so we can run. You know, it sounds like that's not going to happen, and then we could run whatever scenarios you want. I just have to tell him.
It's potentially 3, right? It's if
Okay.
we were getting the 361 upfront, if it's spread out over 3 years. And if for giggles, people want to see a 5-year
5-year.
plan.
Okay.
But I think for the
Okay.
most part, the direction is we would like to see a 3-year plan.
I think that's pretty easy on the.
Okay.
Thank you.
I guess my one concern there is that it does tend to target that blame on the rate increase on the Teens Inc. And the reality is that this is like a drop. This is actually relatively minor compared to the leniences we've given others in the past. I mean, it's on par with it, but it's like, if we want to do that, if we want to show the dollar amounts, we need to show what we have cost the ratepayers over the last, 10 years of planning.
Ooh, I like that.
So
Well,
that's the problem, is like, it's not $360,000. It's probably more like $1.5 million. What is that costing us as a ratepayer? And like, if we do that, that's a very different thing. And it also, I mean, that's why I almost would like us to not do, I mean, we could do that if we want to, but I feel like if we're going to, we should see more than what Teens Inc. is costing us.
Well, and I think unless I misunderstand the plan, we're not doing anything that should impact rates. We're gonna impact the fund balance, but we're gonna have whatever interest rate on that missing amount, such that by the end, it's made up for any lost money. So in the end, over the course of those 3 years, there's no ending change in the fund balance, as if it would be the same as if you had played all of it up front.
Well,
Because-
there's probably a little difference, really, because those things are being paid before that time comes up. But what I'm saying is that
But we're saying is like, we're gonna add some extra money to that, to the repayment, such that when we get to the end, it's the same.
And then and that's why it's misleading to do this calculation, because we're said they're going to pay this, whereas Wild Bear didn't pay it, and the county didn't pay their half of it, and the gym, I don't know what they paid, but that's why I feel like this exercise is a bit misleading. And it would be really hard and sort of complicated to really deliver it in a way that shows the financial impact over time.
The other truth is that you're not going to close down a childcare. You're just not going to. That's the honest truth.
You mean if the payments aren't received?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Sure, it's worth maybe running a scenario if we don't get paid, but it seems to me that, the goal here is to structure this in such a way that we don't impact the fund the way we have in the past, and we give teens the flexibility they need in order to get open. It just seems like that's what we're trying to do.
If you want to go historical, my recommendation would be to not do the scenarios at all.
That's-
the consultant's like $300 an hour.
That's what I'm suggesting.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah,
suggesting we
exactly.
don't go there, because I don't think it's a fair shake.
Yeah. I do want to shout out to the food pantry. They did pay their tap fees. Just want to recognize them out there.
Thank you, Andrew. Thank you. Okay, so are we generally okay with that direction? Look at a 3-year plan, look at potential collateral, and there was something else. We're all getting to that glossed
We're
over.
going to talk to.
We talked about like the money down as
We
part of
talked
the
about
three-
money down.
Money down, okay.
we-
So like this year,
And we talked about the difference between, or a 3 or a 5. And then,
if the million comes in, us
Yes,
being
yes,
like the
yeah,
first,
yeah.
the first to be paid.
But, and I think like Stephen suggested, 5 payments with the first one due in 2026. So you sort of we get some money up front, and then 4 equal payments after that, which seems.
I think we talked about a couple, 3 or 5 or 4. Yeah,
Yes.
but yeah, money
Right,
up
but
front.
yeah,
is
I mean,
good.
right, some number of equal payments with the first one due in 26, or some amount due in 26 with the rest spread out over the number of
And the
years.
board-
And I think that like, that's just John works with Stephen and those guys figure, they figure out what works.
All right, let's wrap this up. One more thing. What do you
Yeah,
have
and
to say?
then, so I saw a 3% being flirted with, but could we explore CPI, like over time, like whatever it was the year before, you pay that inflation rate for that year that payment is due by. That makes sense. So
So,
instead of a fixed interest, right? Like what I don't
Oh,
want to
cost
see,
of-
you
okay.
got me? Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
I see what you're saying. Sure. You got what you need? Okay. Thank you, everyone. I know that was late night. And we have still one more subject, and I hate to do this, but I would like to extend the meeting until 11 o'clock.
Second.
Macy. Topher says no.
Might change his mind. I think he's having fun.
Because he's having a thrill of a time right now.
Trustee Kennedy,
Yes.
Trustee Donahue,
No.
Trustee Jocelyn,
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Miller,
No,
Trustee Giblin,
Yes.
Mayor Sterling.
Yes. Okay, folks, this is our last topic. And thank you, everyone. I appreciate you sticking it out. Apologize I went to the end. It was added at the last minute, so thanks. Okay, so 6.5 that I added at the beginning of the meeting is to discuss the departure of the town manager. And first of all, congratulations. Thank you, John. Hate to see you go. And yet it is our duty to figure out what is potential in terms of next steps. And so this is a discussion item, and potentially at the end, we will provide direction on what those potential next steps are. Any clarifying questions at this point for Town Manager Kane in terms of his departure? Then we will still go to public comment, and then we will bring it back to a discussion item. So.
Well, thanks for everything, John. Congratulations. It's a great opportunity, and thanks. And thanks for helping us as we start figuring out this transition.
And to clarify, your last date here is going to be?
September 24th.
September 24th. Okay, gotcha. Any other clarifying questions for Town Manager King? One of the things I would like to sort of just propose and to clarify up front, and then we can go to public comment, is that we are in a very both exciting time and an opportunity that we have to stabilize our operations. It has been made aware to me that the previous town manager, Miranda Fisher, is available and could come in and serve as our interim. Interim, from our understanding, is someone that could potentially be in the position for up to 9 months. And this is someone that we could then, we could kind of assess the process of when we want to go to a formal process for the rehiring of the town manager. And so part of the discussion that I would like to have tonight is the viability of a plan like that, of bringing Miranda in to stabilize. There would potentially be, I would like to suggest that there is an overlap. She is already an existing consultant and has been since she left the town. And so her and John would absolutely overlap. She's already pretty well versed on things that have been going on. And she could continue that into an interim role. So with that, any clarifying questions that I can take from the board in terms of a proposal?
just for public clarity, when would Miranda be able to start?
So she's already on contract. If, to have some of that overlap, she could, we already have an existing contract, but we would want to potentially at the end of this discussion item, give town direction to negotiate those dates of when she can be physically here, and like when that like exact time frame starts for her. Any other clarifying questions? All right, let's go to public comment in the room. Is there any public comments in the room regarding this discussion item? All right. You don't want to come up to the podium and say anything? You might as well. Turn on the mic. Go for it.
I think Miranda is a good choice.
State your name.
Nellie Matteau.
Yep, there you go.
And I
Okay,
live in Barker Road.
there you go. All right, thank you, Nellie. Keep it civil. All right, so then any public comments online? All right, not seeing any. Let's bring it back to the board for discussion and or direction.
I'm excited about the opportunity to have Miranda here. She's a fantastic woman who works so hard that she is an inspiration to those around her. She's great. And I want to thank Jonathan for your time here, and it's been a pleasure working with Jonathan, and I think he's done an outstanding job here and put us in a good spot. And I know that this transition will go smoothly, and I'm excited at the opportunity to have Miranda step into that role while we figure things out.
Okay. Any other thoughts?
Yeah, I think it seems incredibly fortunate to end up in a situation where we need an interim manager, and we happen to have access to one who's incredibly familiar with the role and the town, and with John, that's kind of seems a little bit miraculous. And also just to say, I can't express enough thanks to John. I don't know that, I don't say this lightly, I don't think we would be in the position we're in talking about Eldora without John's brand vision, which is pretty amazing. So thank you. You've changed the town forever, I hope.
All right.
Yeah.
Any other comments?
Yeah, thanks, John. I mean, definitely your work here is going to stand over time for sure. So we appreciate everything you've done. It's been great working with you, and we're going to work with you here for a while. So, but I think having Miranda come in and work with you, it's pretty turnkey, pretty remarkably serendipitous that this just worked out with her reality and brings her here at a time when I think it's good for her family too. And yeah, I know you guys will. The transition will be easy, I think.
Just ditto, and thanks, Jonathan.
Mhm. All right. Are we okay with giving, Matthew Kennedy, anything else you wanted to,
No, another
so-
big ditto. I think this
Okay.
serendipity is amazing.
Yeah.
And John, you're amazing too. And Lakewood's going to be lucky to have you.
All right. Do we feel comfortable giving town staff the direction to go ahead and engage in an engagement letter and or contract with Miranda? And then also to go ahead and send our documentation around the NDA for Lake Eldora? Do we feel comfortable going ahead
Yes.
and initiating that?
Yeah, and I would add, like, just trying to clarify when, what the contract period would be, and then what the employment periods would be, just, and get that sorted out, and contract rates and such.
Yep, all required in a contract. All right. Let's, you have the direction you need?
I do, and thank you all for giving me opportunity here. I love this place and I love working for you, and I hope that I get to stay here and be a part of this community just moving forward anyway.
All right, fabulous. Let's go to public comment on non-agenda items. Everyone sees the public comment that is in our agenda. Any other public comments on non-agenda items? All right, you're up. You got 3 minutes.
Fire, so.
Just remember to state your name and.
If you get a little closer to the mic, we'll hear you. You want to hear echo
Okay,
so they can hear you on the outside.
I'll get this down. Good evening. My name is Nellie Mateau, and my husband and I are residents on Barker Road. I'm here tonight because for too long, our street has been treated differently than every other street in this town. And we deserve an explanation. Each year, we pay $15,000 in property taxes to this town. That's not a small contribution. It's real money that's supposed to fund real services, including basic street maintenance, the same maintenance every other resident receives without question. But our street isn't treated the same. Every single time a town crew is dispatched to work on our street, they request a sheriff's escort. Not for other streets, for ours. We have never been told why. No incident has ever been explained to us that would justify this. What we're left with is the clear impression that our street, and by extension, we ourselves are being singled out. And the result of that treatment is neglect. While other streets get regular upkeep, ours is left to be deteriorating. We pay our taxes. And if our tax dollars are funding Nederland, at minimum, we should expect the same standard of care every other taxpayer receives. Instead, we've experienced the opposite: less attention, more suspicion, and no explanation. We are not asking for special treatment. We are asking for equal treatment. We are asking why a routine maintenance visit to our street requires law enforcement when no other street in this town seems to require the same. We are asking why our road has not been allowed to fall, why our road has been allowed to fall into disrepair while we continue to pay full taxes every year. We've retained legal counsel because we believe this pattern raises serious questions about fairness and about transparency and about whether every resident of this town is truly treated the same regardless of who they are. We hope it doesn't come to a legal resolution. And I really hope that you guys are listening to me because I have never heard anything from any of you. We would much rather this be resolved right here tonight with a clear answer and a real commitment to fix it. We're asking this board for two things: a written explanation of why our street has required a sheriff escort every time, and a firm plan and a timeline to bring our streets maintenance up to the same standard as every other street in this town. That is all.
Thank you,
Thank you.
Nellie.
Do you have any questions?
No, we don't have any questions. I'll follow up directly with you. Not tonight, but I will follow up directly with you.
I'm gonna go to bed right after.
Yeah,
So,
word. Agreed.
all right,
All right, thanks, Nellie.
thank you.
Any other public comments on non-agenda items? Come on down, John.
Mr. Jocelyn.
There you go. All right. Thanks, John. Okay. Noted. Thank you. All right. Any other public comments on non-agenda items? Online, any public comments on non-agenda items? Other business?
Just one thing, I forgot to have Stephen or ask Stephen, but there is a traffic plan to address that one comment. There is a traffic plan for Teens Inc. preschool.
Okay. Thank you.
And it's a good one.
All right. My favorite words.
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
All in favor? Good night.
Yay.
Thank you. The meeting is adjourned at 10:59 PM.
Yeah, but it was. But the thing with the